to the team as she imparts to us the story behind how this venture started.
Hi, everyone. There. Thank you so much, first of all, to all of you for attending this event. As what I have said earlier, we are a family here. Actually, we are, the pressure is there, the excitement is there. All the preparations we have done for the past few months, it's now coming back to us na this is it, and this is really the actual. Hindi na to demo, hindi na rin to practice. This is already, parang sabi po nga, this is really is it. And you coming here is just a significant evidence that we are doing something in what we are like with all of this effort. So let me just share if you have watched the PowerPoint, like the presentation we had during the final pitch, I believe you guys know this story already, but for the benefit of everyone who haven't witnessed our story, let me share to you where we are coming from here in iBoard. So basically, I grew up in a province, a very beautiful province named Biliran province. It's an island province in the Philippines. This is for the benefit of our international participants here as well. It is a beautiful island province in the Philippines. So we grew up until my 18th year there, with being surrounded with greeneries and a smooth way of living. And then come our transition to the university, we are faced with the reality that we need to transfer now from this beautiful jungle to another jungle. So we transitioned, me and my siblings, we transitioned from our province to the city in Tacloban for our university. And during those times, from a jungle of forest, we were faced with a jungle of what? Jungle of slums, jungle of traffic, jungle of cars. We don't even know how to cross the street, honestly. We don't even know where we will be able to find our boarding houses because we don't have houses there. We just have to rent out. We don't know also, just to even pay the bills because we don't normally take charge of that. It's our parents who does that. So during those time, our only goal was just to study, to pass the exams, and to basically cater on the scholarship that I do have. But during the whole transition, we faced with a lot of challenges. First, finding our boarding houses. And when we were able to find, it took us 4 boarding houses for the 3 years of stay before we were able to settle down, 1 good house until we graduated on our 5th year. So during the entire process, we were able to have those moments when it's an examination period the next day, but beside us, because Filipinos love karaoke. Okay, so beside the other room, they're having their karaoke. And then on the other room where we are staying, we are having our final exam preparation. So just imagine how we are coping that. There were also instances where we have already paid for our rent, but landlords will be coming up early in the morning, waking us up, telling us, "Hey guys, you have to pay for your rent," and we couldn't tell them that we have already paid because there's no receipt. And so those scenarios continued until I transferred to a bigger city in Manila, where I worked on the corporate life. So I thought that because technology already came in, that scenario will already be done. And mind you also, when we were starting to search for boarding houses, we go by foot, which means that we go from house to house. We have to search every house and look if it's comfortable for us. We have to visit every house. So just imagine like having the whole day or leaving one day from school just to go through different boarding houses option. So when we transitioned to the working life, I thought it will be resolved. But when I went back to the university to teach, because I was given the opportunity to go back to my hometown, I encountered the same problem. So some of my students are here, I believe, and some of them would request for a 1-day leave from the school to excuse themselves because they also have to find a boarding house. So that encounter I had was way back 2007. And the next encounter I had for this kind of scenario was 2015. So just imagine, it took us almost 10 years from the day we have transitioned, but the problem is still the same. So my students are crying even that they were having a war with their landlords, or they're having a war with their housemates because of that scenario. So I was so frustrated, and back in my mind, I was saying that we are paying for something that we deserve to experience with a good experience. We are all paying for that. But why are we receiving less? Why do we deserve this kind of scenario? Then I transitioned to transferring to Dubai, UAE, where I am currently right now, just to gain for international experience. And there I have seen the opposite. I have seen a different scenario. Transferring from one place to another is just as easy as one snap. You can find it online. When you need to transfer already, you can just call a mover to pack all your goods, transfer it to the new house. Whenever you have to pay, everything is done online. Contract wise, you are all protected online. So you can say that you are living a secured and well documented life. But then on the other side also, then during that process, I told myself, like, if Dubai or UAE or other cities could experience this kind of comfort, why can't we bring this to the Philippines? Why can't Filipinos also have this kind of experience, which we ought to deserve? Right? Like, we are all human and we all want to experience that comfortable way of living. So I had that thought. And then I come across another scenario, which are OFWs, or we call overseas Filipino workers. They are Filipino expats living outside the country, hoping that they'll be able to provide a good way of living for their family back home in the Philippines. Like, for all of us here as in UAE, we are working like 24/7 so that we'll be able to save enough money, bring it, send it to the Philippines to our family, have some savings so that we'll be able to transition in going back home. We have the Balikbayan program, and we'll be able to go home for good in the Philippines without going back to work again. But during this process, we come across a lot of real estate companies. I won't drop names, but there's a lot of big real estate companies from the Philippines going here, marketing all these properties as an investment. Could be your personal investment, or it could be your business option. But then coming to their friends, I have a group where we talk about investments. I come across a lot of them who have their property investments in the Philippines, which they couldn't really transition into a full business. It's because first, they're doing it remotely. They are managing it far from the Philippines. They're facing the problem on the time zone difference. So whenever there's a problem coming from the tenant, they couldn't really answer it because they were sleeping. And 4 hours ahead of time, Philippines is already awake. And we have also this scenario where business-wise, as it says, even if they are family members, they are letting their family members take charge of their properties, ending up in a war, misunderstanding because some of the financial tracking was lost, or basically there's no transparency on the whole process. So like, those scenario was very painful. Me as an OFW, I find it painful that you are working hard for this so that you can go home back to your family, but you were not able to fulfill the mission that you ought to come here. Like, you have a lot of Christmas that you forgot, a lot of family celebrations that you missed because you are here, but you are not given the justice with your hard work. So with all those thoughts, I decided that I may not be the best person to solve the problem because I don't really have that background from real estate. So I'm just being open. But I told myself, even if I'm not the real estate person who can solve this, I am a user who both had that experience as a tenant and then as an OFW who wishes to go home. So we ended up creating the solution that why a solution where landlords can take control of their properties remotely. They have the freedom to become their own property managers. Renters can take control of their rental living lifestyle, because at the end of the day, us renters as we are, when the time clicks 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we all just want to go home to a place we temporarily call our home. So with that, we created iBoard, and we hope that iBoard will soon be part of your lifestyle, of your family, and of your neighborhood. Thank you so much.
What is iBoard Living? iBoard Living is an online do-it-yourself rental management platform that provides an all-inclusive integrated solution to create a collaborative and supportive community for the renter, property owner, and service provider, or what iBoard call handyman. With iBoard Living, renters that are looking for a room to stay from the province or any place that is away from their school or work can book many unique rooms in the Philippines. Property owners that are struggling to manage multiple properties at once and using the old-fashioned way can change their experience in managing their property with iBoard, digitalizing these processes. OFWs or Filipino expats who ventured on owning residential property as a rental business in the Philippines. We aim to help you speed up in making your homecoming faster and earlier by allowing you to take control of your business in any time zone you have and whichever country you are in. A handyman or any home maintenance and home service provider who finds it difficult to join the online marketing trend may use the marketplace to promote their services and help more clients in the process. iBoard Living has 3 integrated products to assist you. First is iRent. iRent provides existing and prospective tenants with all the tools they need for an empowered rental experience, from easy apartment hunting to trouble-free living accommodations. iBoard Living's iRent is a peek at the future of the real estate rental industry for tenants. In iRent, you can take control of your rental living lifestyle. The second is iManage. iManage provides an array of tools to property managers that boost sales by amplifying their brand name online and improve service by allowing partnerships with local businesses. All these while giving you the freedom to run your business anytime, anywhere. In iManage, you can be your own property manager. Lastly is iServe. iServe is the perfect platform for anyone in the field of maintenance service who is struggling to put out the word about their business. In iServe, you can be an on-call hero. These homes are often in neighborhoods outside busy areas. By connecting the Philippines with the unique and affordable rental experiences through iBoard Living, trusted global community renters, property owners and handyman can all benefit. iBoard Living. Don't just rent a room. Find a home.
Thank you, Zay and Aldrin. The revolutionary innovation which iBoard Living has to offer in helping shape the future of smart cities gives me goosebumps and excitement I couldn't fully express. COVID-19, as painful as it is, also gave the team an opportunity to resolve a long-term problem we initially thought was an unacceptable lifestyle of renting and running a business. Now, let us listen to one of the co-founders, Joylene, as she relays to use the specific value of each product of iBoard can offer.
To reiterate about the animation that was shown before, there are 3 main features of iBoard Living. First, the iRent for renters. Second, the iManage for the property owner. And the last one was iServe for the service providers. To address the tenants' pain points, we have on the iRent the management platform, allowing them to find desired roommate, organize budget and tasks with themselves, pay bills online, and send requests to the landlords. And the second one is the iManage, the property management platform that allows the landlords to become their own online property manager, automating the rules online 24/7 regardless of time zone, internet connectivity. Their business will run even while they're asleep. And the last one was the iServe, to support the errands of the property manager as well as the renters. We have the iServe as our service management platform. The iServe is the facilities management for the tenant service, in which they can get the service right away with no hassle.
If you notice your Zoom backgrounds and those beside you on this conference room, you may now understand what your background stands for. That was indeed an all-inclusive integrated function. You got there, Joy. I never imagined that in this world of already connected people, there is even more way that business and customers can really have that strong link of camaraderie, not just to function as business partners, instead as one community and one team working together to create a sustainable ecosystem. I never thought that this indeed could be reality, but of course it is already in front of us. It's with excitement that we'd like to introduce to you the brain and the backbone behind this innovation. The founders are a close-knitted group from Eastern Visayas who are all inspired by the same problem and experiences they all face when they were students until they ventured into the professional world. This company is composed of group of friends and siblings who answered the challenge to create better and safer cities.
Beginning with the CEO, Ms. Zaira Marie P. Verunque, or Zay as she is casually known, is a certified industrial engineer who graduated as the most outstanding student of Eastern Visayas State University, Tacloban City, Philippines in 2012. She was also a DOST scholar. She is currently finishing her Master in Engineering Management degree. Her early career profiles include engineering roles in Jollibee Worldwide Services, head office, and Hyundai Asia Resource headquarters in Makati. She was awarded by SM Supermall as part of 100 Inspiring Women in 2014. In the same year, to help her community recover from Super Typhoon Haiyan's wrath, she gave up her decorated corporate profession in Manila and went home to Eastern Visayas to take the project monitor role under the DSWD, handling the province of Northern Summer disaster response projects. After her project completion, she transitioned to teaching profession as an engineering instructor at the College of Engineering in Eastern Visayas State University, which gave her further insight into the problem they were solving with the startup. To gain international experience, she decided to move to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. She founded the Hair for a Cause Foundation in memory of her father and is also part of Feed Philippines Foundation. Together with her Arab and Asian partners, she is currently the Chief Marketing Officer and the only woman in the founding group running Femtech International, an international distribution company for oil, gas, agri, and other commodities based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Next on the list, we have the Chief Design Officer, Mr. Aldrin S. Vacal. He is a mentored student of Zaira during her teaching stint at the university. He is the first to join me. Ken is a multimedia art alumnus of the De La Salle College of St. Benilde, and took tech roles in different startups before setting up Telmo Solutions on 2017.
And last, but definitely not the least, completing the team whom we have introduced in full confidence as the start of the program is the team's advisor, Mr. Erwin Lizarondo, providing the guidance towards the team's fulfillment of its mission. That is not all there is with iBoard. Let us now give the floor to Ms. Bianca as she gives us a walkthrough of the different milestones iBoard has accomplished since it was founded until the first quarter of 2022.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so how iBoard was brought to life. So while for majority, pandemic was really challenging, this period became an opportunity of realization for the company. As you all know, and maybe I don't know, as you all know, my sister was really an adventurous type of person and a bit of hard-headed. That it was last March 2020 when she insisted to fly to Pakistan for vacation despite of the threat of COVID-19. However, it's actually a blessing in disguise that during the lockdown, the long-kept idea was triggered to be acted upon. So when she came back to the UAE after 3 months of lockdown, she started sharing this idea to us and started to onboard our CDO, Aldrin. And then we finally registered to DTI, initially as a sole proprietorship. Our CEO initially thought that this idea was a traditional type of business she can venture with. However, when she explored the startup ecosystem or introducing innovations is far away different from a traditional one. Therefore, she started to join the mentorship program through SAGE or School of Agility, Grit, and Entrepreneurship. This is actually an educational technology platform that will equip startup enthusiasts across Southeast Asia to have the right essential skills needed in the current competitive world and the future. Then, in order to have a depth understanding of the industry, we joined the Urban Land Institute Mentorship Program. Then, through the help of DTI, we actually also enrolled Thames International course to be more equipped before actual deployment. Then by January 2021, the product design and development was started through the help of Telmo Solutions. So since there is already deployment, then the need of additional funding arise. So we then joined and we were able to join the final pitch, which was aired last May 2021 through ZNN. And then currently we have an application for the USD TBI onboarding process and field dev idea cohort. So that's it. And the rest will be history and hoping every one of us will still with us all throughout this journey. Thank you and see you in the finish line.
It is amazing that despite being on the ideation and MVP creation stage, the team has already made its significant debut in the different event. This only proves how far the team could go now that they are ready to show to the whole community the fruit of their labor. Now that we are approaching the end of the first part of this program, let's understand this purpose. Why this event is basically called the Inclusive Beta Launch and not public. Thus, to enlighten us, let's hear from Zay as she set forth to us the conditions and guides during the beta launching.
Hi guys. So I'll just wait for the PowerPoint. So basically, technically on the launching of the product, we have two ways. We have the beta launching, which we call actually for layman's term, this is a soft launching or like a run through of the product. We call it for the minimum viable product or MVP. So what normally happens is there's an exclusive beta launching and there's an open public beta launching. When you say open beta launching, this means that everyone will be able to access the platform. However, we decided to go for an exclusive beta launching. It's because right now we would like to control the users and we want to make sure that all the users will be able to have that maximum experience with the platform. And so what do we expect? What would you expect during the exclusive beta launching? So whoever is on this platform, you are the one who's considered to be the first exclusive tester of the program. Some may be awkward that yeah, we are the first user and like maybe we would expect some bugs, but just consider being part of Facebook at this early stage, or consider being part of Airbnb during the early stage. If I was given the chance for that, for me it's the greatest, it's one of my greatest pride that I was part of the history of a big community. And so I want to emphasize that as much as we are still on the beta launch, I want to take this opportunity that you are now part of our story, and you being here right now is part of the story. So part of what you will expect during the beta launching, first is we are going to give away the whole platform, including the payment gateways across the different platforms on the iRent, where you can pay your rent online. The charges will be shouldered by iBoard. You will just be paying in full the exact amount. For the iManager, if you are going to onboard tenants or if you're going to order services, the payment charges on the payment gateway will all be shouldered by iBoard. Same with the service provider. Whatever is the actual value of the service that you have, there won't be deductions. That's going to be full. And this is part of the beta launching. We're going to be giving this away for free for 4 months so that you'll be able to have the maximum experience. And after, on the 5th month, we're going to have a call again to check if you would like to continue with the service, if you have enjoyed the service. And during the process, we will also be introducing the subscription, which we will show to you during the 5th month already. Then, since this is a beta launch and we are still on our MVP, you have to expect, or you may expect, additional bugs, or sometimes whenever you click on a button, it won't work. So please expect this during the whole process. There might be some functions that won't work. Please expect this during the whole 4 months. In that way, we would like your honest opinion, your honest feedback, and timely feedback if you can, to inform us, anyone on the team, on the support team that will be dedicated to you, about this encounter, so that on our part we'll be able to treat it immediately and we'll be able to find solution, and that will be very significant on further improvement of the product. Then on the 5th, like not on the 5th month itself alone, per month, based on your availability and the time that you will allow us to have, we are also going to ask for a consultation process or a feedback of what do you think are the features that you don't need on the platform? What are the features that you think are essential on the platform that will help you carry out your services or the business itself or the lifestyle that you have through the platform? We will be asking also your feedback on which needs to be improved and not. And basically all of this feedback that you're going to have, the areas for improvement, the things that we could maintain, and the things that we need to remove, all this will be considered and will be included in our iteration or the recalibration of the product, which will be embedded. And during the public beta test, your cooperation is part of how you will see the product on the next relaunching. So yes, we are expecting a relaunching of the product through your feedback. So I'm not giving you pressure, but I'm not also giving this heavy responsibility, but whoever will help us take this call, you have the voice, and your voice will be heard during the process, and you are part already of in creating the product that we are going to launch to the actual market. So on the 5th month, we are going to have the public beta test by God's will, and we'll be able to show you an improved version of iBoard Living, as well as further benefits that iBoard can offer you, and the further experience that we all can offer you. If you have further questions on that, feel free to let us know. All you can reach us on all possible platforms. We have the Facebook, which is very active. We also have WhatsApp, Viber, and we also have our emails, which are very active, which our team has been sending to you for the past 5 days. So that's it. That's what you can expect from us during this whole 4 months of beta launching, and what we hope to expect from you on the entire process.
All right. To even address all your queries, the guest and everyone else, we shall now have a question and answer forum.
If there are questions that intrigue you or insights that are unclear, then this is the opportunity to ask our founders. Anyone would like to go first?
Can I ask a question?
We'll be happy to entertain your questions.
Hi, Zay.
Hi, thank you so much, Jomar.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
I just have a question about iServe.
Yes.
Will the people who offer service through iServe, are they going to be managed by the company, or is it more of a matchmaking platform between service providers and those who need the service?
Okay, thanks, Jomar. So basically, the whole setup of iBoard is right now we are on a B2B, but we are transitioning to B2C. So we have the software itself as an independent, but we also have the marketplace. So addressing to your question, the service, the iServe is both a matchmaking process, which is the marketplace, and it's also an independent platform where you can just manage your team on your own. So yeah, basically on the matchmaking, that will be there for the marketplace.
Okay, so the service providers are not like paid by the company?
No, it's just gonna be purely marketplace on this.
Okay.
As of the moment, it is a marketplace. I'm not closing doors in the future, because we also want to take the safety and the benefit also of the service providers. But yeah, as of the moment, it's a marketplace based to cater the matchmaking process.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, let's Ma'am Limpiada.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you for your invitation. Now, I'm happy to see that Sir Ken Telmo is with your team, since he was also his responsible, or I asked for his assistance in creating my website. Now, my concern is I believe I am considered as a part of the iServe team, right? Since I provide cleaning services, right? All right. Now, my question is, will there be other cleaning services companies that will be invited eventually, or this is going to be an exclusive? Like, for example, you will be only have one service provider for each service, just like aircon cleaning, or will you also be inviting other companies to provide the same services?
as of now, thank you so much, Ma'am Limpiada. So yeah, basically for the compliment of having Ken on our team, he's the developer. So we feel it important to have him on board as well. Let me just check. I would like to introduce you to everybody. So we can share screen. Okay, so basically, on the service part, as of now, you are the one who on these 4 months, you are the one who's on the service provider on the cleaning part. So what our direction now is to focus on your service if you're gonna be on board. As to the, kasi this is gonna be a marketplace, our focus for the meantime is to populate the platform, but we do give the benefit for those who are our early adopters to be prioritized in delivering the service. Whatever will not be catered by the current service provider, then we're going to encourage further so that all the types of service available on the platform will be catered.
All right. Thank you so much.
But we'll be happy, whatever your advice or suggestions, we'll be happy so that we can also create a healthy competition at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes, I understand. Okay, thank you.
We'd love to entertain further questions if there is from the team. Yeah. Anna, that's from Olympiada. Okay. Anyone else that would like to ask questions? Clarification. So on this. Okay, in this juncture, if none, then we actually have later on we can have after the product demo, maybe that's where the questions could come in. Okay, so for now, to maximize our time, we'll be closing the Q&A if no one is there's no further questions. So I'll give the floor to our host.
Before we move on for a break and towards the second part of the program, may we request everyone or those who can to please open your cameras for a photo opportunity marking your presence and support for this significant milestone of iBoard. We shall be sending also your photo badge on your respective emails, which you can post on your social media accounts in support of iBoard and our mission to create a free, safer, better smart cities.
Yeah, let's just wait for others to open their cameras and see their beautiful faces. Okay, so we're gonna take the first screen. May I request to keep your smile open? A while. Okay, we're moving on to the second page. Please keep your smile open. Okay, and yeah. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. I finally see your beautiful smiles and gorgeous smiles. Thank you so much. We'll be transitioning to a 5 minutes break. And after that, I'll give the floor to the host first.
Let's have a 5 minutes bladder break and return for the actual product demo. We will shortly return with more surprises and prizes.
Okay, so hi guys. Let's have some icebreaker first. So we have some prizes at stake. For those who are in the Philippines, you will be receiving via GCash. For those international, you will be receiving in Philippine peso for the Philippine based via GCash. For those who are based in UAE and outside the Philippines, you'll be receiving in dollar via PayPal. So whoever will be the winner, you will be asked for your details later on. So this is just some token to just break the monotony and to give you an excitement before we proceed with our product demo. So I'll just request for an update on the link. Teka lang po, ha? So we're just waiting. We'll just have the link updated because we do have a new update. If you're familiar with Kahoot, you can just go to this site, but don't enter yet the code because we will just be updating the barcode as well as the game pin. Let me know if you were able to go through the So I dropped the link on the chat box. And the new game pin is 657 8407. So 657-8407. So we have 3 participants. Oh, wait. Okay, for a while. Okay, first come, first serve. We are just having some difficulties. We have 3 users on board. Let's start first with them and let's move to the next set of players. Whoever gets the most answer will be considered as the winner. Okay, teka lang po. We're just fixing some bugs. Apologies and thank you so much for the patience. This is a live activity, so we'll just fix some bugs. Guys, we couldn't really go through. So at this juncture, we will just move to the product demo, and we're gonna get back later on for the games for those who wish to stay and claim their prizes. So I'm gonna let the host take over for the product demo.
All right. Now we are back. Officially back. We shall now be the eyewitnesses as to what iBoard Living has to offer in the world market. Ken Telmo, his team, and Aldrin will lead the product demo.
Hello. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone. I would like to congratulate Zaira, the iBoard team, for this long, continuous journey and for the successful accomplishment and a huge milestone that we have started with an MVP. It is also an honor for being invited. I was just invited last night to join aboard the team. So what a huge honor for me. Without further ado, apologies, the tragedies of a live showing. My dog is a bit noisy. I'm going to share my screen right now. And for a controlled environment of showing the product, I pre-recorded videos so to avoid bugs and whatnot. For starters, should you want to see and where iBoard Living is, just type in i-boardliving.com at the browser of your preference, and you should be able to see this amazing platform that we're about to deploy. So let me start with the video and how to join iBoard. So let me just maximize my video and quickly play and narrate through it. It's so easy to join. We made it very simple. There's two buttons to click in. There's one in the slider and one on the top page. Once you click in register, you have the option to register to any email, or if you already have Gmail, you can just click on the logo and then it automatically adds. iBoard requests your personal details so they can reach to you. So they just ask for your full name, your mobile number, what is your intent in iBoard. There's 3 parts for you to select: as a tenant, as a landlord, or a service provider, as previously mentioned by our marketing Joy, and a schedule of a demo and orientation. Of course, you can go ahead and join and do the registration on your end, but for best experience, it's best to schedule with our team. So we have pre-selected times there that you could choose from. It's that very easy to set up, take less than a minute, and you should be done. So just to skip the notifications and everything, you should receive an email. Once you receive an email, you should be able to refresh that on the notification. So here's another simulation. What happens once you get an email? From here, you are shown with 3 options to use. One is an iRent, where as a renter. One is iManage, where you can be as a property owner to create properties. And one is a business owner to set up your services that will cater to these properties. So moving forward, once you go there, here's a demo also of how the email looks like. It's pretty straightforward. Just read the instructions. There's a direct link that could take you back to the platform as shown here in the video. And here we go. It's pretty straightforward. Now, once you're in the dashboard, here's an interesting thing. Before you could join, iBoard needs to validate your identity just to avoid scammers and just trolls to setting up their accounts. So the huge thing that iBoard provides is security. Security for the renter, security for the service provider, and security for the landlord. So iBoard just simply needs 2 valid IDs that, of course, promises to keep confidentiality and keep those data secure. From that onboarding, that's the only requirement for you to join, 2 valid government IDs. So it's pretty easy to go in, just choose which one to set up. For this instance, it's an iRent. And there's a instruction right there. You can see just add in 2 valid IDs. Click on the draft files here to upload. You can either use your laptop or your cell phone to upload. It's mobile responsive, and it's pretty much it, self-explanatory, and you upload your IDs. The next video I'm going to show is the identifications varies from the three user types. The second one is a little bit more strict with iManage because we want to secure that you are a real property owner. So iBoard asks for your documentation of your either a MERS permit, a DTR, or any proof that you are legitimately the owner of the property. And of course, the two valid IDs. As mentioned, how to do it: once you sign up and once you get an email, you're directly presented with this menu, and then just choose which one. For this instance, it's iManage, and just upload the two valid IDs and your business permit. So bear in mind, once you upload, iBoard takes time to check and thoroughly double check your documentations in your files. So for that, you just have to wait. It just will take a few moments to get approved. And then there's a button on the left that says here, verify account. Once iBoard approves it, your account will automatically be verified and it will take you to the actual dashboard. And last but not the least is iServe. So the same as iManage, it also needs the same requirements, your business permit and your valid ID. So I'm just going to let this run through. While I'm listening through, I'm open to have any questions because this is a pre-recorded video. Please ask any questions, send me a comment, or just shout out on the mic. Okay, so it's pretty much the rec and how this works. Let me move on to the next video. So next is here, I want to be a little bit immersive on what I'm going to show. I did pre-record the dashboards, but I had an idea to actually take you to the actual experience of live. So right here, I'm in iBoard Living dashboard. I created an account. I already verified my 3 accounts. And we can start with the most interesting thing, which is iManage. Once you log into the dashboard, you will be shown with a really interactive dashboard. And bear in mind, this is an MVP. So as you can see, these are called widgets. These widgets are interactions and features that iBoard boasts for you to have a better experience on renting out your property. So one is the most essential thing is the weather. So it really depends on when you want to lease and everything. So this vital information you want to see here is a direct path to go to your properties, services for hire, and your calendar. So the calendar is a perfectly guide for a property owner to see which rent is due so he can set up and contact that renter. Now, if you see on the left side of the panel, on the sidebar, we have these interesting things that we can explore. One thing that we boast is the marketplace. So the marketplace is the center and the core of iBoard. From here, you can see properties and services set up. Obviously, there are no properties shown up here. We will be onboarding this with actual properties and services. From here is essentially you can filter the property that you want to find, and then as easy as clicking the button to book a service. I have a pre-recorded video for that experience. I'm just going through the dashboard. And the most easy thing to do with iBoard is it's pretty simple to use. You pretty much want to use the Today button. On the Today button as an iManage account, here is where you can monitor your properties. Once you set up your properties, I'm going to show an example over here. I'm going to open this property. This is what I set up as a property owner. So here are the details that I can add: the property name, the location, the property type, when it was created, and the map. So it's pretty accurate with Google Maps. What are the rooms available? And what's amazing thing what the original founders of iBoard has came up with is it's an interactive services that the property owners can also have their own services that they can provide for an in-house activity. So the rest is a really amazing thing to explore. May I just move forward? That's iManage. Next is iServe. So iServe is the equivalent of service provider as opposed to the property provider. From here, we made it very simple to navigate. There's still a central marketplace. You can view the properties and services. And from here, you can set up your service as a service provider. Still the Today button, just click on that. It has different functions as the iManage button. From here, you can manage your services that you provide. Of course, this is still an MVP. There are still some links that's not working yet. So we'll have a better experience in the next few months. So lastly is iRent. So iRent is revolutionized how the renter works. It's gone are the days where the renter forgets like when is their rent due, what was the history of everything they paid. This is a full onboard experience for them to check their history of all their rents. And essentially, if they're looking for a rent and they're a new renter, they just go to the marketplace and look at the properties and see what suits them to rent in. So this is just a preview. Of course, we will go in depth in a much more in-person experience once you book an orientation with the iBoard team. So this is just a preview with the dashboards. May I go back to the videos? So back to the videos, here's an experience of creating a property, which I preloaded just to avoid bugs and inconveniences for you guys. So I'm just preloading right now, at the mercy of my internet. So how do you create a property? From the Today button, you click on the sidebar on the left, you click on the new property, you add the name of your property, and you add the location. And my team made it so convenient that you don't need to add your address in Google Maps. It will actually find your address as long as it's registered there, and it'll automatically onboard your address and already create a map. We set up a duration of stay, a status if the property is already vacant, if you're just onboarding your property or just adding a new one. You can also add iManagers. iManagers is if the iManage owner isn't that adept to technology and they have other staff to create to manage for, then it can create sub accounts for that iManage to manage these properties. And last is you add the description, and the property owner can actually add their own services. So this makes it unique. It's like a whole ecosystem of real estate management. So it's an amazing thing what the original founders have thought of. So moving forward, here's on how to create a room. Once you create your property, of course, you want to create a room on that property. So it's pretty straightforward. From the Today button, let me just load at my internet. From here, you create a room, and from that room, you can add your room name. You can add the rate of that room and the size of that room, currently at square meters on the unit size. If you have other suggestions on the unit size, you can talk to the iBoard team. The billing type, you can actually have options for weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. For other types, that's upgrade soon for iBoard. I'm sorry. And then there's the advance and deposit rules. Here is what the iBoard has researched currently and what's the standard. But of course, there's going to be more catered for other customers who have a different type of the rules, so we can set it up for them. And of course, the amenities. So what the property owners can provide inside a property for on-site management, free Wi-Fi, and everything else that's under the sun. And lastly is the vacant. And of course, the most important thing to add when you add a room in a property are images. So make sure you take a picture of those amazing angles you have with your property and your rooms. And then for the contract, iBoard makes it easy for the user to less interact and more use the system. So there's actually an onboarding contract that you can digitally sign. So it's pretty convenient. And here's an example once you create a room. So here's the look and feel. Here's the details of the room in that property. And you can, of course, change it to your preference. And here's the map automatically showing with your address. So this is a really revolutionizing thing. And it actually makes renting a room so easy. And then let me just close that. Next is with iServe. So here's how easy it is to create a service. A while ago, you saw how it was easy to create a business in the property. Here's the thing on how to create a business with a service. On the left side, as the same, you click on the Today button. On the Today button, you will have different options, depends on the user role. From here, there's an option to add a business that is correlated to that service. You add your business logo, you add your business name, your location, same as the property. And it's just that easy. If there are other lacking options, just reach out to iBoard. If you have other ideas, then definitely accommodate and add them. So let me close that. Next is creating on part 2, how to create a service on that business. Once you have that business, on the left sidebar, there's a button there that says services. On services, just click on use service. For that use service, you can add what your business has. For example, for cleaning, water refilling stations, and other stuff that is related to property management. It's just easy. It's just a few fields to add through. Click on the create new button, and that's it. You already have your service. To view how it looks like, just click on the cleaning service button, and it will show exactly the same on the management. And the beauty thing about it is, once you create your properties and your services, it will automatically go through the marketplace. And the marketplace is a global function where everyone, all the users can see. And then next is the last thing to show you is how the renter avails that service. So it's just easy. So the renter will just log into their dashboard. On the left side, they click on the marketplace. On the marketplace, there's 2 tabs. We pre-made a service to book. And here they can actually filter the preference of their service. iBoard will add more categories here. At the moment, this is just a demo. On the sample business, it will show the data of what this business is, what its services is offer, who's the person in charge to contact to, when is the opening closing time, where's the map. And it's just easy to see. And this is just the beginning because this is an MVP stage. Of course, the experience we're going to improve. So once you book, here are all the details. So there's less human error. This is pretty straightforward. Once you start using iBoard, you may not even have to think about all the details. It just makes your life more convenient and easy. Just forwarding for a smooth transition. And it's just easy to book with one click. And there you go. And here you can manage the services when it's ongoing, from when it's cleaning and it's on delivery. And we'll go to the next video for that experience. From there, it was the renter's experience. Now it's the service provider. So as you saw a while ago, the renter requested a service. There's a notification function for all the user types. It will directly see what that notification is about. The renter requests for a service. From here, the service provider can see where the location of that renter is requesting is, what's the preferred schedule, what's the service name, the rate that they offered, just to remind them what they were offering again, the customer information, so you can call them, send them an email, and the contact number in charge. So from here, it's just easy. They just click on the approve button should they match on their schedule. Once that's done, the service provider will have a service summary. So the service summary is they can actually manage and go back and see what happened. And there's a start button that they can start so they can control the time of the service. It's that easy. Let me close now. And next is the experience of going back to the renter. So once it's approved, once the service is satisfied, the renter is satisfied with the service, there is a done button right over here. It's that easy. Once the service provider is done cleaning, the client will just have to click on the done button, and then it will redirect them to a feedback. iBoard will have feedback features soon, where they can provide comments on how the service provider performance was. Okay. And then next is, here's the experience on booking a room. I kind of skipped that because the service provider was a bit long on the process. So we'll go back to this and how the experience of booking the room is. The same as booking a service. You go to the iRent dashboard, you click on the marketplace. Once you're in the marketplace, you see all the properties that's onboarded on iBoard. You click on the property that you want. Let me just skip this a little bit. And it will show the information of the property, all the images that the property owner has added, when it was posted, the contact information, the map, the reviews should previous renters already rented it. Services, which is a combination of iServe and iBoard if they have their own services to provide. And there's a book button right here, pretty easy to use. Just click on the book button, review all the details, and they have 2 options to choose from. the reserve, and book and pay. And there's the contract automatically added. So there's already a legitimacy of this property is, and one cool feature that we added is you can actually digitally sign the contract. Here's just an example of reserving the property. There's a few bugs in that demo, but don't worry, of course, the final version wouldn't have any bug. Once we request that property, we're gonna go to the experience of the iManager, going back again to the notification section. They get a notification of that iRenter renting. They see a notification of new book room, and then they just have to review the property. So for in a normal case, if it wasn't for iBoard, it's a hectic back and forth conversation, the client going to the location. This actually, the deal takes like less than 5 minutes or even a minute. So from here, just double checking here. Once they approve the room, the property owner can re-review the details. They can review the contract, and the property owner can digitally sign, as I mentioned. And from here, they can review all the details. There's a minor bug through there, but this is just an MVP. They can go through the renter area, so they can see the renter. There's other options there. Once the renter is already running for a few months, and like if they're done with the term, they can renew or terminate the contract. It's pretty much what you would expect in a digital world of property management. And here's a demo of how the invoice looks like. So for example, the renter is about to pay. That's on the next video once we show, because this is just the property owner. Okay. And lastly, on the renter experience on renting the property. From here on the renter dashboard, he sees here there's a notification that the property manager has approved his request or her request of renting. The renter can review again the details and then sign also the contract. So the experience is now very immersive on what it could actually on the real world. And then they can review and print the contract here and then notarize it. Should they have any issues, the renter has a ticket option. They can create a ticket with iBoard. iBoard helps and assists renters and landlords for any disputes that may happen. So it's a pretty safe environment to use that gives a sense of security for renters and landlords. And lastly, this is how the invoice view should look like. I may have skipped that, but that's an immersive thing to go through as well. So I may be too fast on the product demo. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard, and I'm live right now. I'm open to answer any questions on any dashboard right now from the iRent, iManage, and iServe dashboard. So Alex, if you like, kindly assist me if anyone has any questions.
The floor is open now for questions on the technicalities of the products. Would be happy to receive any questions or clarifications. Okay, we got one question coming from Jomar. Yes, go ahead, Jomar.
Hello, Ken. Happy birthday.
Hey, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, by the way, it's the birthday of Ken, so let's give him a happy birthday.
I don't need a prize. I need the birthday treat. Yeah. Okay, this is a nice demo here. I was curious about the interaction between for example, I'm the renter, or I want to avail of a service, because you have there the full contact of the service provider and also the property owner. How do you avoid the risk that there is like there will be direct contact between the parties, like bypassing the whole platform?
Sai, would you like to address that?
Thank you, Jomar, and thank you, Ken, for channeling the question. Okay, so for that, Jomar, we have actually set a contract with the service providers to to not entertain any request that has been made through the platform or that has been seen through the platform, it has to go through the iRun, like the iServe function. In case just, of course, we cannot avoid that kind of scenario. We have actually different perks on board. First, we have the loyalty program that whenever you'll be able to book services online, that will add points, which later on you can convert into a cashback or cash reward. At the same time, it adds on your profile that as you keep on using services or properties on the platform, it will generate a better profile for you as a renter, which you can then use. And I will be discussing into the future of iBoard on the closing remarks, and as to the lifestyle that we are planning to create inside the platform. But thank you so much for that question. Definitely, that's gonna be noted further for any intervention, and we'll be happy if you have any inputs as well that we can take on for the improvement of the system. Maybe based on your experience, if you can give us an input further, we'll be very happy to take on the notes.
I think that's it. You mentioned about incentives, so they are actually incentivized to go through the platform and not go direct. I think that's pretty good. Depending on how it plays out in the actual execution, but in theory it should be good.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna as of now, we are open to any inputs which we could put on the roadmap of iBoard's development.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jomar. We really appreciate this one.
Thank you, bro.
Do you have other questions coming from the audience? Okay, for the opportunity of everybody, maybe there is some just difficulties on approaching of the public, which is very common for everybody. We can open actually, Ken, do you have anything to add? Because we can open the Calendly, which they can schedule for a one-on-one demo. Just in case, do you have any further to add on this one?
That's about it. And thank you for your time and attention for that product demo. Should you have any questions, just send a message on iBoard. Thank you, Sai.
So requesting to show, we have the Calendly where you guys can book your schedules. I'll be giving the floor to May for the instruction.
Thank you, Ken, Zai, and team for the product demo. Now we fully understand how each functions and works together. For those who would like to request for an in-depth presentation or a one-on-one demo of the product, you may schedule a meeting with the team via Calendly. You can scan the QR code flash on your screen or click on the link posted on the chat box and follow the instructions, or you may message any of the team directly on their Facebook page. Other contact details will also be flashed on the screen later.
So I believe, yes,
Let
go
us
ahead.
have. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's have Miss Zaira for her final talk on foresight of the future with iBoard.
Yeah. Can I have one more slide down, please? May I request for one more slide down? Yeah, no, down. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, we are nearing the end of the whole product demo and the whole beta launching. activity. I'd like to take this again an opportunity to thank you everyone for the time. I know we have we have extended some more time, and the patience you have is really a big thing that we could remember for. The future with iBoard, what we envision with iBoard until 2030 is actually to make iBoard as part of your day-to-day lifestyle. Whenever you see an apartment that has the iBoard living mark, that is where the confidence we could give that that property has the full confidence of accommodating renters and service providers at the best that they can. They do have the facilities that has been inspected. They do have the license that has been reviewed, and they have the ability to serve you with the fullest ability if they are iBoard marked. We also look forward to have renters, verified renters, where the way forward we see is you can use your credentials. Because in the Philippines, we don't have the background checking or the second checking of identities of users. Right now, we are going to transition with the national ID. But ahead of that, for any renters, we are looking forward that iBoard will help you to create that credibility statement, like a LinkedIn profile, which you can show to others, and you can send your profile as whenever you're going to rent on another apartment, just by seeing the green mark that you are a verified iRenter, the landlord will have the confidence to put you on board because you were able to have a good performance when you were renting in other properties. Another foresight that we have with iBoard is to have the most service providers marked, because we believe that for us all together to be able to transition from the current COVID situation to the post-COVID preparation, we all need to create more jobs for everybody that is sustainable, not just a job that will be there, like a pop-up store, will be there when the going gets better, but when the going gets tougher, it will cease the operation. So what we aim is to create a sustainable job for everybody and a sustainable business where everyone can count on. And of course, every Filipino who are outside of the country who wishes to go back can bank on their current businesses as a way for them to have the confidence that they can finally say that I'm coming home. So with that, I'd like to say that I'll just look on my, we see iBoard as your neighborhood in 2030. Today, we are just an app, a web app, soon to be a mobile app. Tomorrow, we are part of your lifestyle. Today, we are just an ambitious dream. It was just a dream 1 year ago. Tomorrow, we are part of your family. And today, we are already on our launching part. Let's create a safer, a better, and a smarter city. One renter, one property, one service provider at a time. And you are part of the history and our story. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your time extended here in iBoard. And for the future forward that we are going to have as activities, you will always be credited as part of our story. Thank you so much. I don't want to be emotional, but thank you. Thank you so much. I really owe a lot to the team for the hard work that they have like from day one. For those who, pardon me, but I'm just so excited. For those who believe in us, we have a lot of heartaches along the process. For those who believed in us from day one, and for those who unconditionally give us the confidence that we can do it despite all the lacking resources we have. We really thank you guys. And that's why all of you who are here, you are actually part of those who became our backup and our supporter from day one. So with that, thank you so much. And I'll be giving the floor now to everybody. By the way, for those who want to stay back and have some more time, we can have some chit chat and Zoom meet, like Zoom catch up after the closing program. So I'll be moving up to the host.
And that makes me part and proud of this day, witnessing the first step of iBoard towards helping in creating a better world. Thank you, iBoard team. The most anticipated part of our event has finally come.
We would like to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who joined us today, the iPartners, the iRenters, the iServers, and the iManagers. And we are very much delighted in looking forward to seeing you once again. This has been Al.
And this has been May reminding everyone who has that big dream to keep and continue your passion and set the world on fire.
Don't just rent
Don't
a
just
room,
rent a room,
find a home.
find a home. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you so much. So that ends our beta launching. For those who want to stay back, we're gonna be opening up the whole floor. For those who have their errands, you are free to go, and we'll just keep in touch on email. We'll be sending to you your badges. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai.